Update.
Guest or host?
Host. Newscaster.
Newscaster. Best
Or
newscaster.
team. Could be team.
Okay, well, that's fine, yeah.
Duo. Whatever. I mean, we can do that one right now.
My favorite... Well, yeah, we'll do that one now. First off, I'll say my favorite guest on Weekend Update is Bill Hader Stefan.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
New York's hottest club is Ounce.
Spicy.
Blitzen.
Jelly bowl.
Stefan
was just
Oh
awesome.
my God. I love Drunk Uncle. I love what did Gilda Radner do? She did a really good one too. So it's some weird name, like
yeah. Yeah.
Rosanna, Dana.
Or Kristen Wiig and Fred Armisen do that. They never finish a song.
Yeah,
and there's some really fun ones. But man, Bill Hader as Stefan.
Well, and that's
God.
I mean that's a duo thing, dude. Because Bill Hader pulled it off, but if Seth Meyers didn't just...
Here with some tips for visitors to the Big Apple is our city correspondent, Stefan. What did you do this summer?
All of it.
Are you okay?
I'm good. I've just been up for 3 days. I've had a weird few years.
Stefan, what have you been up to?
Catching up on Boston Legal. Oh, the things these eyes have seen.
Yeah.
It was perfect with Seth. You're right.
Yeah,
and they ended that so perfect when Seth left.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, when he ran in. When he busted into his wedding. That was so great. Anyway, and then I love when they showed up for the special, like, we have kids now. Mommy and Daddy aren't fighting kids. Okay, best.
Hang on. Newscasters.
Best newscasters.
I want to make sure we have an accurate list. I just want to make sure, because there's a few. So you had Chevy Chase and Jane Curtin.
Mm-hmm. For a while.
So Chevy Chase did it. Yeah, it was Chevy Chase the first year and Jane Curtin, and then Jane Curtin.
And then Dan Aykroyd.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
Now, who did it during... There was some weird one that did it during the Billy Crystal era in the 80s. Dennis Miller eventually did it in the 80s, and then Colin Quinn.
Colin Quinn was the worst one ever.
Really?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I thought he was really good. I think people just didn't get it. Now,
Okay,
I think Norm
was
Macdonald was the worst one.
No, I love Norm Macdonald.
No, I love Norm. I love Norm, but not on Weekend Update.
Best one. I thought he was really good at it.
I think Colin was better at it than Norm. But not to criticize Norm. Norm's other stuff was really funny.
You seem to have had a little spill there, huh, Carl?
Sorry, your precious little update desk from whence the Oracle will enlighten us, while all of us, you sit up on your desk like the anti-hero or some contentious Canadian Leonard Cohen as weekend anchor or something.
Leonard Cohen, I don't even know who that is.
Don't be ridiculous, no, you're a ridiculous person.
So, okay. Had Jane Curtin.
Mm-hmm. Chase, Aykroyd. Who did it between Miller and Aykroyd?
Bill Murray.
Bill did it?
Yeah, I wish this came out.
In order?
Yeah. Well, no, just more in a fucking...
Well, either way, none of those are my favorites anyway. Like from... We're
Season
talking...
1, Chevy Chase.
Okay.
Season 2, Chevy Chase, Jane Curtin. And then Jane Curtin with Buck Henry, whoever that dude is.
Hmm.
Season 3, Jane Curtin, Dan Aykroyd.
Hmm.
Season 4 and 5, Jane Curtin and Bill Murray.
Oh. Wow, I've never
Aykroyd-
seen any of those.
Aykroyd is now station manager.
Oh.
Season 6, people we've never heard of, so obviously...
Say the names.
Charles Rocket.
Yeah.
It seems like, and according to this, they didn't have a weekend update from... They just had random people like the show host. Like season 9, they have listed as Brad Hall, and then Don Rickles, and Robin Williams, and Joe Piscopo, which I remember...
Well, Joe was on the show.
Yeah, so... But they basically didn't pick it back up till 1985, so they kind of went...
Wow.
Yeah, so...
Well, that would have been Dennis then.
You know, I, for one, am glad to welcome Gary Hart back into the race. I never thought he committed that heinous a sin to begin with. I've often thought there were certain women in the world that I'd sleep with and risk losing the presidency for. Donna, baby, I just never thought you were one of them. Let's put it this way. If you're the last woman I see on my way out of Houlihan's, I'm still going to end up buying a copy of Swank later that night.
And that was Dennis.
Oh,
So
wow, there was a
basically
gap.
From
Okay.
1980 to 85, they didn't have a host.
Oh.
Okay, so from 1980, Jane Curtin and Bill Murray.
Yeah.
And then 85, they picked it back up with Dennis Miller.
Now, Dennis Miller, his was, I'd argue, obviously it's the first one we came in contact with, so it was the earliest one for us.
Yeah.
And his was the most intelligent until Tina Fey, in my opinion. Dennis's, though,
I don't know,
is still the archetype for me for the entire run.
We used to call Tina Fey and Jimmy Fallon Chew Toy and Almost Funny. that was our nickname. Chew Toy and Almost Funny.
That motherfucker could not get through a skit.
No.
That's why that whole thing when they were making fun of him on the special.
I think when you're talking genius, yes, Dennis Miller brought the smart person aspect.
Absolutely.
To it. But you're forgetting one guy.
Okay, there's Dennis, Colin, Norm.
Right.
Who am I forgetting?
Okay, you're missing between Dennis and Norm.
Besides Colin?
Mm-hmm. The Colin was after Norm.
Was he?
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Norm got fired.
Yep. And
which is funny since Norm wrote most of the new special. But anyway, who the fuck was... I give up.
Seriously, dude? Suck my dick. Seriously? I can't.
There was a breach of time there when I wasn't really catching it.
Kevin Nealon.
Yeah, that's right. He used to do Subliminal Man on that bit.
Yes, see?
Now with an editorial on the Nancy Reagan biography, here is Mr. Subliminal. Welcome, Mr. Subliminal.
Last night, I finished reading this sickening piece of trash, Pulitzer. How could Kitty Kelly lie about such a fine and classy lady like Nancy Reagan? Slut. I mean, what kind of position do you think this puts our first lady in, doggy style? I mean, after all, this is the woman who taught us to just say no, Frank Sinatra. I mean, come on, right? Ronald and Nancy had a special relationship. Abbott and Costello, sure, he might have listened to her opinions, took orders, but if anyone had the last word, it was him. Yes, dear, let's face it. I don't know how much of this book is true, 100%, but if any, it's good that we can get this information out of the closet, Merv Griffin. I have to be honest with you, though. No, I gotta be honest with you. Seriously. I don't know anyone else who would purposely go out and try to hurt someone, LAPD, and instead of hounding this very respectable couple, senile, that are no longer, they're not even in public office, thank God. I think people like Kitty Kelly would do well to focus our attention on America's real problems, Kennedy's. Now, let me tell you something. As for me, heterosexual, I will never, ever recommend this book. See the movie. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you. This is Subliminal. Thank you, Mr. Subliminal. Too long.
That's right.
See? Dennis Miller.
Damn it.
Kevin Nealon, Norm Macdonald, then Colin Quinn, then Jimmy Fallon, Tina Fey. Okay, so I'm going to go Jimmy Fallon, Tina Fey, and then Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. I actually enjoyed Jimmy Fallon and Tina Fey more than Tina and Amy.
Really?
I think Tina and Amy did good things, but Chew Toy and Almost Funny were just... Because she tried to be serious, and he's just a fucking... You have your straight man, and you have your goofy-ass mother. Just...
None of them for me.
Yeah.
Number one?
I'm not saying number one. I'm just saying...
We've been through the whole list up until one.
No, we haven't. I'm going through the list.
Yeah.
So, and then it was Amy Poehler and Horatio Sands.
Wow, he must have done it for like one episode or something.
1 year, one season.
Oh, wow.
Then Amy and Seth, and then just Seth, and then...
Well, it was just Seth until he left.
Yeah.
And now it's Colin and...
Well, now it's Cecil Strong and Colin...
No, Cecily Strong, that one was really fucked up because Seth gave it, it was passed to her, and then the very next season they gave it to Colin Jost, and what's his name?
In this question, Weekend Update, I'm going to eliminate Chevy Chase, Jane Curtin, and Dan Aykroyd.
Okay. Originals.
And
all right.
Bill Murray. I'm going to basically eliminate 1980.
So from Miller forward.
Right. And I'm not saying they weren't great. All right. I'm going to write shit down because I like to write shit down.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna do a bracket style.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go Dennis Miller. I'm not gonna count Cecil Strong because I've never.
Cecily. It's a girl.
Whatever. Dennis Miller.
She's hot.
Seth Meyers. All right. Kevin Nealon. Amy and Seth. Okay. Norm. I already did Amy and Seth, right?
Yeah.
So, can I just eliminate Amy and Horatio Sands?
Yeah, just no.
Right,
Just
so
skip that one. I don't even remember
Norm
that one.
And Tina, Amy. Tina.
That's your order?
No,
Or you just write them down?
I'm doing brackets. Tina and Amy. Okay. So this actually works out perfect. Colin Quinn and Jimmy and Tina.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have 8. I have 4 brackets. So winner bracket 1, Dennis Miller or Seth Meyers.
Seth Meyers.
And that's a fucking good one.
Seth Meyers. I love Dennis. I love him. But Seth Meyers, he's perfect.
You can't just think of...
I never laughed so hard except at Seth. Granted, I watched Dennis. I was a child, so a lot of the jokes probably went over my head. I haven't watched him very much as an adult.
Are you thinking Seth because I'm going to go with... You had Seth Meyers, and he had, and we discussed one earlier, he had great people that came on.
He had great interaction.
He had great, not interaction, he had great guest, whatever.
He was the straight man. He was Bing Crosby. He was Abbott from Abbott and Costello. He was the...
Well, yeah, but I mean...
It doesn't work without him.
I got to go...
And delivery.
I really like... This is probably the hardest of the beginning of the brackets for me.
Really?
I mean, yes.
You're second guessing yourself. Jay's pouring whiskey. Is that whiskey?
This is Hennessy. Okay, first off, I'm trying to kill as many bottles. I've killed...
Yeah, brain
3
cells and bottles at the same time.
I've killed 3 bottles so far.
He pulled the cork out and he went to pour it like 3 times thinking, how come is the cap still on there? Oh, it's a cork. Shit. And I already pulled it out. Oh, it's not a twist cap. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that was funny.
All right.
I'm still saying Seth Meyers. Number one for me, Seth Meyers. I've already got mine written down in order.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm doing the bracket thing. You got to do the bracket thing with me.
I don't understand the bracket thing. What are you talking about?
Just.
I can say, okay, if they're a team, it's 1. So
Well,
if it's Tina and Jimmy, or if it's Tina and Amy, that's 1.
There are, yes.
Yeah.
That's how I wrote it out.
That's
okay,
me too.
So I'm just going to go Dennis Miller or Seth Meyers, who's, damn it.
I've got mine in order already, so I'll start with my lowest.
No. You can keep your order, but now we have to agree on this list. So now I get to argue your fucking order.
Okay, do you want me to give you my order then?
No,
From bottom to top?
I do not. Stick with your fucking order.
Well, that... Okay.
Okay, so Dennis Miller, a lot of intelligence. You had to think about a lot of his jokes.
True. Well informed. Very well informed.
Well informed, well political. Seth Meyers, a little bit more goofier, a little bit more free flowing than Dennis Miller, where he stuck to his script, he stuck to his act.
Well, Seth, by that point, the Weekend Update Anchor is the lead writer for the show. That's why Colin Jost has it now. He's the lead writer for the show.
All right.
Even though he's a featured performer.
All right, so Dennis Miller did it for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Meyers...
It's a good run.
That is. Seth Meyers did it for... as himself and a team.
Mm-hmm. I figured that, yeah.
For 7. So you had the same amount of time, essentially, as a run. I'm looking around at kind of the cast that was around him that he had. So Seth Meyers' guest appearances were obviously
Bill Hader, Stefan, the 2 singers, all the ones I mentioned. Drunk Uncle.
Where Dennis Miller...
Kristen Wiig, where she kind of does Subliminal Man a little bit. Just kidding.
Or Dennis Miller had Opera Man.
Dennis Miller had Opera Man? Really?
I'm asking. What was he... or was
Opera Man was more like Norm.
Okay, was that more Norm? Or
I think you were Colin.
Okay.
Because that was Dennis Miller was in the 80s. I mean, you're talking
1985. Yeah, I know. He started it all back. Seth Meyers wouldn't be Seth Meyers if it wasn't for Dennis Miller bringing back a Weekend Update. But that's getting way too cheesy and
all right. Keep going
and whatnot. I'm trying to figure out. I want to agree with you on Seth Meyers, so I'm trying to figure out an argument for Dennis Miller.
Okay.
So
I've got my argument.
I know your argument, and
I haven't said it yet.
Dennis Miller over Seth Meyers?
Yeah. No. Why Seth Meyers over Dennis Miller?
Why do you say that?
Because Seth Meyers is likable. Dennis Miller's a dick. I mean, I'm sure he's a great
That's
guy.
why I like Dennis Miller.
I'm sure he's a great guy, but I know he's talented. I'm not saying that, but he came off on that skit as a dick, and I didn't like that. Seth is funny without being a dick.
All right, so we're going Seth Meyers.
Okay.
No, because if I have to find an argument for you,
That's all right.
and that's what I was doing. With
You
that.
can try to convince me. I mean, it's fine. But you like him because he's a dick, so that's the problem.
I like him because of the longevity. I like him because of the cast, the crew. That's kind of the area.
That cast is the golden cast, as
Yeah.
far as I'm
All
concerned.
right, so Dennis Miller, Seth
That's
Meyer.
the
want
Dana
Seth
Carvey
Meyer.
era and the early Phil Hartman.
All right, so here we go with Kevin Nealon and the team of Amy and Seth.
That's your order from top to bottom.
No, this is the next bracket. Kevin Nealon versus Amy.
Oh,
and-
you're doing a elimination round. I see what
Yes.
you're doing. Okay, I
Kevin
didn't do it this
Nealon.
way at all.
Kevin Nealon versus Amy and Seth. This is like a bracket.
Okay, Amy and Tina versus Kevin.
No, Amy and Seth versus Amy and Seth versus Kevin.
Kevin, number one. Kevin, absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Ooh, this is gonna be a fucking hard one.
You're doing like what's that basketball thing where they have the eliminations? What is that
bracket? What I've been saying?
called? Madness or something? March
Yes,
Madness.
March Madness.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what you're doing.
Yes, I'm paying homage to our March Madness.
March memory.
All right.
Memory glands.
So-
boobs.
Norm or Tina and Amy? Tina
Norm.
and Norm McDonald.
Norm.
Okay, I agree.
I mean, they're not the worst. In my
They're
list,
not the
but-
worst. Norm was just so fucked up, drunk, probably stoned out of his mind while he was doing it.
Note
It
to
just-
self.
Yeah.
I still do note to self. That's one of the few catchphrases from that bit I still do.
All right, this one should be easy. Colin or Jimmy and Tina?
Ooh, they both are bad. For me, it's Colin.
Really?
Yep.
For me, it's Jimmy and Tina.
Jimmy and Tina for me is the bottom.
No. Colin for me is the bottom.
No.
That's why they're both in the bottom fucking bracket.
Jimmy and Tina, I love Tina Fey. I love Jimmy Fallon. But I love Tina Fey with Amy or on her own. I love Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show, not on SNL at all.
Here's the thing. When Colin came on, I turned it off. When Jimmy and Tina came on, I came up with a nickname just because they were just that
What's
good.
that nickname again, Jay?
Chew Toy and Almost Funny.
I remember you doing that at the base. We would watch them. We had the training TV hooked up. How did we hook it up to cable?
I have no idea. But
I don't know how we did that, but we would watch that. I remember that. I used to call them that.
So
Chew Toy and Almost Funny.
if you're funny enough for me to come up with a nickname, you're definitely funnier than Colin, where I just fucking turned you off. So I'm gonna override you and just say,
Okay. You do your brackets. I did mine my own way, but you do your brackets. It's fine.
okay. So Jimmy and Tina, not Jimmy alone. Has to have Tina. It goes back to the straight man to where you could just, like when the camera was off, she's just fucking just like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah.
But she was so good that she was able to save whatever he did.
He fucked it up all the time.
I know. I know he did. And that's,
And
to me,
another one with Fallon and Sands. Yeah.
but that's why Chew Toy and Almost Funny.
It's your turn.
All right. So here's our next two brackets. I think this is going to be an easy win for both of us. I think the next bracket's going to be hard for both of us. All right. So we're back to Seth Meyer versus Kevin Nealon.
Seth. Yeah, Seth. I love Kevin, but Seth. I love Kevin
actually
not even in Weekend Update. I love him in other stuff.
I do. And that's why I agreed.
Seth. Yeah.
This is going to be the hard one for me.
All right.
For me. So I need your help. And
I'll tell you.
Norm versus Jimmy and Tina.
Norm.
Why?
Jimmy and Tina for me is the bottom.
I don't understand.
The absolute bottom.
I laughed.
The concrete bottom. I'm not saying I didn't laugh. They were funny as fuck. But they were the least enjoyable for me.
All right.
I mean, it's not like we have a tiebreaker. I mean, you can pick whichever one you want to do.
No. I mean, I can go either way. Norm made me laugh and just...
Norm made me laugh uncomfortably.
He did.
But for that, I appreciated him for it.
He did. And that's where it comes from. It's that uncomfortable, like, what the fuck did he just say?
I know. That's why I loved it.
Safer drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentage in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what the hell to do. No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women.
Like, did he just say that?
So, championship round.
All right.
I have a feeling I know what you're going to say.
Mm-hmm.
I
Probably.
have a feeling you're wrong in this.
I've been wrong before.
And I'm going to have to, like, take a break to come up with an argument for you. But the championship round, Norm versus Seth.
Seth.
No.
Seth.
Norm.
Really? Norm's your number one? Norm's your number one?
Yes, for exactly what you just said. Uncomfortable. Like, what the fuck did he just say?
Okay, I made your argument for you. That's fine.
Seth is a little scripted,
He's a little polished.
And I get it for Seth. Because
I can see why Norm got fired, though. And I like that about it.
But Seth is like fucking Facebook and Twitter and all this other crap. I can go a little bit to the right or I can go a little bit wrong, but I can't go too far. Where Norm had a little bit of, even though he got fired, he had a little bit of freedom to where the only people that are going to see this are the people that are staying up till like midnight anyway. And I'm going to do what the fuck I want.
That's a good point. That's an excellent
point.
point.
A lot of, like you said, what the fuck did he just say? Like, he didn't care, you know?
And he didn't even care when a joke didn't work. He just pressed right on.
Yeah, he did. He just straight faced that shit. He was, and this is why Dennis Miller would have lost to me, is Dennis Miller was smart, but he was conscientious of what he said.
True.
Where Norm would say the exact same thing. Like, Dennis Miller would put it to you politically correctly, and Norm would be like,
really?
Dennis,
all right. Okay, compared to Norm,
right,
yeah.
We're talking comedians.
Yeah.
But, all right, so Dennis Miller, like, hey, I want to stick my finger up your butt and give you an orgasm, and it's going to be like a prostate thing, where Norm would be like, man, I am two-fingering that shit. Too stink in the pink. That's all I'm saying.
That's a good point. That's an excellent point.
So that's why, Seth would never. I found Seth.
Seth is a little bit G-rated for that.
I loved Seth in the stuff.
Well, I loved them all, really.
I did too.
Yeah.
And I think we both agree that it came down to Norm and Seth. But I think Norm had a little bit like, I'm secure in my career and fuck you if you don't like me. Where Seth is playing the corporate game to where he had a goal, maybe not to like the Tonight Show or whatever the hell he's hosting.
He's late night now.
Late night. But Norm would have been like, fuck you, I'm doing this joke anyway. Yeah. I think Norm was just so awesome. And he had a great cast around him to support him. We went to a stand-up comedy and he got fucking heckled pretty much off the stage because idiots.
Yeah, that's true.
And he said, fuck you, and basically walked off the stage.
Yeah, he did.
And I don't think that's influencing my opinion. It's just that's
we're only talking about SNL. Yeah.
Norm stayed true to Norm. And he didn't care.
True. And he showed some serious brass and
intelligence. He was just as intelligent.
By coming back, he was one of the primary writers for this new special.
Right.
And when I heard that, I was like, wait a minute, they fired his ass.
Yeah.
And he fucking made fun of it for years.
Yeah.
He even, at the show we went to, he even said that. Oh, here's SNL fired me,
Yeah.
And for him to come back and actually participate, which is more than I can say for Eddie Murphy,
right?
I'll give him a lot of credit for that. I'd still say Seth in terms of, okay, I look at it and who would I hire? I would hire Seth.
You, absolutely. And that's the point that I'm making, is you would, as a businessman, you would go.
But I'd go to Norm's fucking show.
Yeah. Where I would be like, you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe it's my background. I don't want to say too much of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always going to go, it's fucking Norm, dude. Like, what do you want me to do?
What are you gonna do?
Well, what do you want me to do?
It's Norm.
Like,
Have a
that's
drink.
it. Like, sniff some cocaine.
Okay, here's another point, and I can see your
Sniff
point.
some cocaine, relate, smoke a joint, relate with Norm.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck you have to do.
Who would you rather hang out with? That's
Norm.
Norm, you're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So, I'm going to go.
You
Norm,
convinced me.
Norm wins this competition, and then Seth.
Norm wins by technicality. TKO.
No, not
technical knockout.
No.
Technical knockout. That's points. It makes points.
It makes points, but I think you really have to go back to and watch the shit, because not only Norm took the intelligent stuff from Dennis Miller and he made it his own fucked up way. You know,
he was like Dennis Miller and Colin Quinn had a kid.
No, and I was gonna go with Dennis Miller and Kevin Nealon.
Maybe Kevin was a bit more universal.
And here's the thing: is Kevin like, wait, is he like putting subliminal messages in my head?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Do I need to
Kevin Nealon's the Jedi Master. He fucking pulled the Jedi mind trick on us.
Well, he did a lot. I mean, that's kind of his shtick. But
yeah,
the point is, Norm wins. Even though he only did it for 3 years, half the time both Dennis Miller and Seth Meyer did. He still wins.
He did it for longer than I thought. I thought he did it for 1 year or something.
Well, it just says 94 to 97. So seasons 20, 21, and 22. So, actually, and part of his last...
Because he got fired mid-season.
Yeah, his last show, according to this, was December 13th, 1997. So 3.5 years.
So who took it right after him?
Colin Quinn.
Colin, okay.
When the people here asked me to do the show, I gotta say, I felt kind of weird, I don't know if you remember this, but I used to actually be on this show, I used to do the Weekend Update news routine, you remember that? That's where I did the make-believe news jokes, that was me, right? So then, a year and a half ago, right, I had a sort of a disagreement with the management at the NBC. I wanted to keep my job, right? And they felt the exact opposite. So you see, they fired me because they said that I wasn't funny, Now with most jobs, I could have had a hell of a lawsuit on my hands for that, but see, this is a comedy show. So they got me, you know what? But now, the weird part, right? It's only a year and a half later, and now they asked me to host the show. So I wondered, I go, hey, wait a second here. Hey! I go, how did I go in a year and a half from being not funny enough to be even allowed in the building to being so funny that I'm now hosting the show? How did I suddenly get so damn funny?
Yeah, that was a short notice. Yeah, here, Colin, do this.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, Colin was the bottom of the barrel. I was like, they have really nobody else.
Tina and Jimmy, man, I could not handle them.
Oh, Tina and Jimmy were awesome.
They were funny, but
and that's just it. Is like, because you just know, like, Tina's like sitting there. She's the head writer of SNL. She finally made it. This is her dream. And Jimmy's
like, I'm sitting here next to this chucklehead.
Exactly. Like, Jimmy's just fucking shit left and right.
It was reported that the CIA has used a secret set of rules for the interrogation of high-level Al-Qaeda detainees.
Secret rule number 1, there is no Fight Club.
Wow, Jimmy, that might be the last time you hit me.
I know, it's kind of sad. How about one more time for old time's sake?
I'd like that. Idiot!
And now, a dramatic Weekend Update play.
In science news, a new study shows that tree frogs...
Sorry, I'm late.
Where have you been?
Sorry, I had a press junket. They look nice. Those new glasses are...
No. Same old glasses. Let me just go get him, okay?
How's it going?
It's going great.
Is that my old jacket?
No, I have my own jacket.
Just asking that. Look, I know this whole thing's kind of messed up. I never intended this to be...
I packed his allergy medicine, and if he gets scared at night, just play him that Nichols and May DVD. And do me a favor, don't take him to the VMAs this time.
But he loved it. He met Ja Rule.
He was throwing up Red Bull for 2 days.
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
I hate taxi. He's just upset that you haven't been around. You know. We're all a little upset. I'm not.
You know, Boo, I just,
Just go.
All right. Come on, Lauren.
Weekend Update play.
Like
That guy could not get through
all
anything.
these fucking shit, and she's like got her hand in her head, just bowing down. Like, I just want to fucking punch you in the head right now, but I can't.
I'm gonna kick you
and
square
then,
in the
and
dome.
then the camera comes back on her, and she looks like a fucking chew toy. She can't. And the best part is her chew toy only allows her to grin and not smile for the camera. With a fake smile, she can only fake grin,
Oh,
which
that's
made
mean.
it
That's
kind of
really
even worse. And I love you, Tina, but I mean,
oh god, yeah, she's hot
now. But we called her Chew Toy for a reason.
Oh man, that's the name of this episode. Chew Toy and Almost Funny.
All right, I think we're done
we
with
better
this.
pause for a second.
All copyrighted material is used for review and discussion purposes only. No copyright infringement is intended by members of the Rants podcast or Sterling Broadcasting. Thank you.